welcome to this week's episode of Wild Spirits News. My name is Sibylle, and today I'm going to talk about a subject that might seem a little ridiculous to you at first. You might have seen it in the title, Do You Profit from Being Stuck? And your first reaction is probably, no, of course I don't profit from being stuck. That's ludicrous. When I'm stuck, it keeps me from doing what I want to do. So it's not a good thing. I want to invite you to just bear with me for a second because I do have a point. And I'd like to start by explaining this with an example from my own life. Not so long ago, fairly recently actually, I went through a period in my own business, in my coaching business, where I was working very hard, but had very little to show for it. There was no growth, nothing was happening. I felt really stuck. And what this brought up in me were some not very comfortable feelings. There were some old hurts and old negative beliefs about myself that I thought that I left behind years ago, that suddenly bubbled up again and boiled up again in me. And I thought maybe this is an opportunity for growth. Maybe this is an opportunity to heal something inside myself. And so I looked a little closer. And what came up for me was, like I said, old stories, old beliefs, a lack of confidence, a feeling of not being good enough. This old question, who am I to think I can change the world? Who am I to think that I can make such a difference, to have people pursue their passion and live their purpose and align their lives, build their lives around their purpose rather than around paying bills and just surviving? Who am I? And it took a lot of soul searching to get to the bottom of this. Now, what I would recommend if you're feeling stuck in your life in some way is to do a similar kind of soul searching, because there's always an outward issue on the surface, and there's always something, one or more things going on much deeper on the subconscious level. Now, the surface issue might be anything from being in a creative rut. You can't move forward in your creativity. You might have writer's block. You might not learn anything. Your learning curve might have flattened out. You might be in a relationship that is no longer making you happy. You might be in a dead-end job and feel stuck there and see no way out of it. There's any number of ways that being stuck can show up in your life. So first of all, acknowledge that it's happening. Also realize that it's a very common situation and don't feel bad about it. That's very important. Being stuck is a sign of the fact that you're moving and that you're trying to achieve something. If you're not moving, you can't get stuck. By definition, to get stuck, you need to be moving forward, and that's a good thing. You're trying to grow, you're trying to achieve something, you're trying to move forward in your life, and that is a very positive thing. So by all means, don't beat yourself up. Absolutely anyone who ever achieved anything has experienced being stuck at some point or other. It's normal. It happens. Now, in order to get to the bottom of it, from the surface, what's going on the surface, to the underlying issues, you need to ask yourself a couple of questions, and you need to have a lot of patience with yourself, because it might take some time, some days or weeks, to work through this and actually get to the bottom of it. Questions that you might ask yourself are questions like, what am I allowing? Or what am I allowing to continue? What am I settling for? There might be something you're settling for in your life that you don't want to settle for, but you don't see any other way. So what are you settling for? And of course, the biggie, what is the benefit for me in this situation of being stuck? Now, in my case, the benefit had a lot to do with the way others perceive me. I love my family and my friends very much. The people in my life are the most important thing in my life. And I come from fairly modest circumstances. We were never rich. And I thought, what if I suddenly get successful? And what if I suddenly make money? And there was this deep underlying fear that my friends or my family might turn away from me. And obviously, rationally, if you ask me rationally, I know my friends love me and they wouldn't abandon me. I know that. But on the subconscious level, it's a different story. So that was the benefit that I got. It might look completely different from you, but usually being stuck is about staying in a zone in some way that you feel comfortable in, somewhere that is familiar, somewhere that you feel safe in. And it prevents you from going to a place where you're suddenly a successful artist, where you're suddenly a published writer, where you're suddenly in the public spotlight, or where you might move beyond your family or your friends, like in my case, or there's situations that we're trying to avoid by keeping ourselves safe in the safety zone, in the comfort zone, by being stuck. Now, the way to deal with it is twofold. And those two steps build on each other. The first step is to be really good to yourself. Now, I said before that experiencing being stuck is completely normal, so at no point in this process beat yourself up. I said it before, but I can't repeat it enough. Do not feel bad about yourself, and also be very, very good and patient with yourself. Be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, look after your needs, practice self-care, look after your physical needs. Be sure that you get enough sleep, that you get enough nourishing food, that look after your emotional needs, lots of quality time with your friends, talk to your best friend, whatever you need. If you need some cave time, some time for yourself, some hibernation time, then try and give yourself that as well. So this is the first step. Practice self-care, be very good to yourself, be very kind to yourself, and be patient with yourself, because this kind of process takes its time. And then the second step is, once you've identified the benefit that you're getting from being stuck, to try and shift this benefit to a different area, to create the same benefit in your life in a way that doesn't require you being stuck. So in my case, that was, you might remember I just said before that this was about the approval of my friends and my family. So I reached out to the people I love. I spent a lot of quality time with friends, and I told them about what I'm doing, what my business is about. And guess what? They're all 100% supportive. They're all cheering me on. Everybody said to me, you do such great work, Sibylle. This is amazing. It's so important. And so they're all cheering me on, and they're all delighted for me to get more successful and to make lots of money with what I'm doing. And of course, rationally, I already knew this, but to take action and to be there and to reassure myself emotionally enabled me to shift that benefit from being stuck to it's there anyway, and I no longer needed to be stuck in order to get that benefit. So that's when suddenly the floodgates opened and my business grew to the next level. And this is what you're aiming for. Try and recreate that benefit, whatever it may be, in your life in some other way, and you will see the block dissolving, and you will no longer be stuck. You will no longer have writer's block. You will suddenly have lots of creative ideas. You will create, you will craft, you will learn, you will reach the next level. Your relationship will suddenly work again. Your job will either get better, or you'll find a different one that fulfills you, that is aligned with your purpose. You can't really know what will happen, but the being stuck, the obstacle, will be dissolved. Have a lot of patience with yourself. I'm saying it once again. This takes time, and it might take some support. Get all the support you need. If you need coaching, reach out to me, reach out to some other coach that you resonate with. Get some support and help with this. Have a heart-to-heart with your best friend. Again, be very good to yourself, and have some patience and work through this process. It is a very enriching process, and it'll always lead to a lot of growth in your personal growth in yourself, and the growth in whatever it is you're doing, your creative or otherwise your life's work. If you would like a written abstract of what was said in this video, as well as lots of background and insider information, recommendations of books and other resources, and regular exclusive offers exclusive to subscribers, go to wildspiritscoaching.com and fill in the little form, which will get you a weekly email with coaching magic directly to your inbox. Your data is completely safe with me, so go to wildspiritscoaching.com and subscribe. You can also Google Wild Spirits Coaching, which will also get you to my website. Thanks for watching.